Today in this video, I'm going to be changing the front and rear brake pads on a Honda ST1300. It's pretty much all the same throughout, but I'm going to show you how to do it on this one. Let's get started. I'll be installing these. I've never tried these. They are HAL. It came as a set, and it was, I believe, $30, less than $30. I believe it was like $25 for these. In order to work, we're going to have to remove the side cases. At least the left one where the brake caliper is. I have this little rubber hole. You just pull it out and then you can use a hex to get in here. This is actually a 5mm. Put this wrench here. Undo. Sometimes it takes a lot to force to break it. There you go. Make sure you examine the bolts for any possible damage. Using a flat screwdriver, I'm just going to pull the two calipers apart a bit. Now it's a little bit looser. And that's pretty much all you need. You know, you don't have to loosen the other stuff, but it does make it easier. And so this is my neglect. So this is my personal bike. You can see it was actually using the metal. Just horrible. Yeah. These are the old ones. This is much better material. What you have to do is kind of push these calipers back and don't scratch them. Don't do anything crazy. So I have a tire lever base. Should be able to separate these and fit the new pad in there. The hole goes out, of course, so the pin. So just kind of push it in. You might have to do this a couple of times. I'm going to remove the bolt here just so I have some space to work. There we go. Push down on the other side. Make sure that it doesn't come out in the front. So I'm going to take just this and just kind of see if it comes down. It's actually on there. And I think we're almost done, so I'm going to get my bolt for the brakes, fit it through the hole, then fit it through the other hole. And now take my 5mm and start threading it. And I'm threading it by hand and kind of pushing up a bit on this. And now I'm just going to give it a little quick tug here. And put the rubber cap. And we're good. Well guys, that's how you change the rear brake pads on the Honda ST1300. Very simple. You do have to remove the saddle case, but you can squeeze by without removing any other bolts. I did it just because it's a lot easier to move things around, but very simple. You know, this bike is not really an easy bike to maintain, but most of the time it doesn't need anything. Now I'm going to be changing the front brake pads. This one, you know, still has some pad on it, but I'm still going to change it just to keep everything nice and fresh. So we're going to use this, and there we go. Comes right out. There we go. Put it aside. So with these brake pads, you don't have to do much. You can kind of slide them. One thing I want to do is kind of push them outward like this to kind of loosen up the brake pads. And here we go. It's that easy. So this one, it's actually got quite a bit of pad. So this one's not bad, but just to keep it consistent, I'm just going to change it. The one fell. Okay, so now it's on there. Let me see if I can get the other one. Finally, it's a little tight, that's for sure. Just got to push it up. And now let's take our bolt, slide it through, push up on the brake pads, And then just hand tighten these afterwards. So I'm just going to give it a little tug on it and tighten everything. Now let's go over to the other side. Pull this out. You might want to lube these bolts as well. And these pads should pop right out. I mean, it's incredibly easy. This one's still got some pad, but not too much. If you do this, push it outward, they'll drop. And this one is a little bit more worn than the left side. So take your hands and even take the pads like this, slide them back in there, and just kind of pull a little bit. That way they retract the pistons back in, and then it just moves back. Make sure you push the caliper out quite a bit. Use some leverage if you have to, and then just put the pin in, and we're pretty much done. That's how you change the brake pads on the Honda ST1300. I know I removed a bunch of stuff here, but you don't need to. All you have to do is remove that 1 5mm bolt, and they all pop out. But it's easier to remove all of the stuff just so you have access. The rears were pretty worn. The front still had some pad. And the pads that were on this bike were better than the ones I put in, but that's okay. That's the rear brake pad. The front ones are still good. The good thing about this bike is that the front pads work on the rear, so I'm probably going to keep these, at least one set, because I will use them for the rear. Anyway, that's how you change the brake pads on the Honda ST1300. If you like the content, give us a thumbs up, share, and I'll see you in the next video.